Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my therapy corner. Been a while since I did one of these. So, if you are in therapy or if you've done therapy before, pretty much everybody goes through something called an intake of getting your basic information, general questions, family history, why you're coming in, stuff like that. One of the sections that you should have gone through would be something called the trauma and suicidal ideation section or something like that. Most people get confused though when we talk about trauma. When we talk about trauma, most people get this idea of what I was taught is called single point trauma. It goes by various names, but that's what I was taught. Single point trauma is what most people think of. An assault, getting shot at, getting stabbed. A single event in time that you can pinpoint as when your problem started. Most people, however, are unaware of continuous trauma. And when I say unaware, not that people don't know about it, but that we just don't think about it as much. Continuous trauma is something like a soldier in an active war zone. Always on edge. That fight or flight response is always being activated no matter what. So, ergo, continuous, happening over and over and over again. There is a subcategory that I do think most people don't know about of continuous trauma called normalized trauma. Normalized trauma is kind of exactly what it sounds with. Continuous trauma that has happened usually during childhood that now has been normalized as part of your life. People don't really consider that to be trauma because, again, it's become normalized, it's become part of your life. In regular continuous trauma, your fight or flight response, your trauma response is constantly being activated, and so it is constantly on alert. You're aware of it. You're aware that you're on edge, that you're tense. In normalized trauma, it's not quite like that. In normalized trauma, your brain has said, I can't deal with this. There's too much going on, and this is why it happens so much in children or adolescents. I can't handle this. I need to just make this part of my day-to-day just in order to be able to survive. I get this a lot when I'm talking with adults, asking them about their home life. And they say, my home life was normal. And I ask, okay, what's normal? This, that, or the other thing. Did mom and dad yell a lot? Did mom and dad talk about divorce a lot? Did you have gunshots outside your house? Maybe not at you, but you heard them, Did you have ambulances screaming by your house? A lot of folks living in the inner city have normalized trauma. It's not normal to have an ambulance siren go off and you not react to it. Because an ambulance siren is designed specifically to grab your attention so that if you're in a car, you get out of the way. It's supposed to say, hey, recognize me. It is specifically designed to activate that fight or flight response. So you go, oh. But if someone has normalized trauma, they don't go, oh. Siren can be blaring right in their ear, and their brain has just tuned it out. It's become like white noise almost. That is traumatic. Now, there is a difference, however, between something that is traumatic and being traumatized. You can have a lot of people who have been through traumatic instances, but are not traumatized. There was a fascinating study done in the, I think, mid-2000s, around 2015 maybe, so mid-2010s. Of soldiers specifically in Iraq and Afghanistan, special ops versus someone who might have just been regular active duty. Folks who are in special ops tend to have a brain that is able to do more with trauma or be able to handle it. I don't want to say better because it's not a term of quality. Actually, a great example. A high-up soldier might be able to go into scenarios that would turn the rest of us into jelly, and he or she might be able to just plow through it. If, however, you told that exact same soldier, hey, I need you to take a test. Your entire military career is on the line. You will lose all your income if you fail this. Future's riding on this test. And you give him somebody who is constantly nagging him, constantly reminding him of that. That soldier might do terrorism, might fall apart. And yet, you have students who have parents like that, and they excel. The hardware that we have in order to deal with trauma lets different people deal with different traumas in different ways. And yet, they are all, broadly speaking, trauma. So just because you've been through a trauma doesn't necessarily mean you're traumatized. Hope it's been helpful. Thank you for staying with me while I get ready for my sessions today. If you have any questions, by all means, leave them in the comments, like, subscribe, do the things. Have a great day, everyone.